So I have a two-part question. The first part of it is just sort of, what does it mean to be in the Rhode Island Political Cooperative? Is there a shared platform? Like what is the shared ideology? And part two of the question is more about sort of the plan for the takeover. Is so what happens when some of you, all of you, get elected, are in the Senate, and then you are up against, or the House, and you're up against this huge power block. What's the plan for dealing with that?
That's a great question. Oh, I think I'll start with the co-op platform. So the co-op, part of the benefit of running with a whole bunch of amazing candidates is we are able to share a platform. So we share a website, the Rhode Island Political Cooperative, and you can go there and you'll find right on the front page a list of our common policies and platforms that we run on. And it will be going from fair wages, $15 minimum wage, Medicare for all, a Green New Deal, and affordable housing. The list is quite extensive, but it's something that it was easy for actually all of us to agree on. They were no-brainers. They were inherent to our core values. It was inherent to what we view the Democratic Party should be representing in our current representation of the State House. It was that, and that's the floor, not the ceiling. So we all agree on that, but then we all, as individual candidates, can go ahead and kind of expound on some of those policies and be able to explain. But that's the floor, like that's the basic expectation. All candidates are running on those things, which is we consider it to be the bare minimum. And then it's how we plan on running against the current establishment. We're actually already seeing some pressure, right? Some changes in behavior, change in status quo, just because they're being challenged. But like I said before, we're not doing this to just raise our voices and have a message heard. We're doing this to implement policy, right? We're doing this to actually collectively get things accomplished for the people of Rhode Island, to go ahead and see the Green New Deal real here, see Medicare for all real here. And so it's really important that after we all agree on things that we have a voting majority, so we have a slate of candidates. So the reason why this is not, these are not all the candidates is because we're hoping that more will run and be brave enough to go ahead and represent their community. And we are also living examples that it's possible. It is possible. I think one of the biggest things after we highlight the problem is to go ahead and acknowledge it is possible. It is possible in our state to go ahead and show the rest of the country what it's like when the people run the state. And so that is not a far-fetched thing, and it only works with the help of the people in this room and the people in our community. It only works when people go ahead and sign on and say, listen, we're going to canvass with you, we're going to get the word out, we're going to go ahead and make donations to your campaign, and we're going to extend these conversations into our homes, into our coffee shops, into our spaces. That's the way this works. This is a grassroots movement for a reason, and grassroots movements work when we all work together, and that's the beauty of the co-op.
And then to add on to that, the reason why I joined the co-op is because it's scary to run for the first time, especially as a young person and especially as a person of color, Black, brown, Indigenous, and as a queer person, and holding all of those identities and being in a space where there are other candidates who look like me, who are going through the same exact situation, all together in a room where we can just get together, all 17 of us, and just be like, ooh, this is crazy. And it's also fun and exciting, and we're fundamentally going to change the way the state works, because all of our voices, these intergenerational voices, these intersectional voices, are finally together in one room thinking about what will it take for us to not think about me, but all of us in Rhode Island living our best, full, most authentic lives. And I think that's what's so powerful with the co-op. It's not just one person running like, hey, this is a great thing. This is all of us running together because we all believe in these things and we all want to see this change from different aspects of what it means to be a Rhode Islander.
And I'll just add to that too, where we share ideas and we share resources. So it's really energizing when we all get together and we start talking about policy. I mean, I think about, we spent an evening just sitting and talking about tax policy, and it just went on for hours and hours because we were also energized by feeding off of one another in the conversation. What if we did this, and what if we did that? And we're bouncing ideas off one another. So it's not one person coming up with an idea of something they'd like to do, but it's all of us collaborating on what's the best way to do this, and not just for my community, but for all of our communities, so that we can bring it all together and make it happen statewide.